The internet is on fire right now because it looks like the fairy tale love story between Cardi B and Offset has officially gone up in flames. Reports are flying that Offset just dragged Cardi B in a wild late-night rant after finding out she might be pregnant by another man. Yes, you heard that right, pregnant. And apparently this time, Offset isn't holding back. Sources close to the couple claim he's been calling her out privately and publicly, accusing her of betrayal, humiliation, and playing him like a fool in front of the entire world. Fans are absolutely losing it. Twitter's in chaos. Instagram comments are on fire, and even close friends of the couple are allegedly picking sides. Some say Cardi's been distant for weeks, barely posting, while others insist Offset's meltdown is just jealousy gone wild. But what really sent people over the edge was when Offset allegedly posted, then quickly deleted, a cryptic message that read, "She chose the streets over family." Wait till the truth comes out. Now everyone's asking, who's the mystery man? How did it all start? And can this hip-hop power couple survive their biggest scandal yet? Or is this truly the end of Cardi and Offset forever? The night everything changed started quietly. Cardi B had just finished a private event in Atlanta, surrounded by friends and a few close members of her team. She was glowing, laughing, sipping her drink, acting like everything was normal. But what no one knew at that moment was that Offset was already scrolling through his phone, heart racing, hands shaking, looking at something that would set off one of the biggest scandals in hip-hop history. According to people close to Offset, he received a message from an unknown number just hours before Cardi's event. The text said, "You really think she's been faithful?" And attached was a blurry photo that appeared to show Cardi getting cozy with another man, a man who wasn't Offset. The message sent him spiraling. He didn't want to believe it, but something inside him couldn't shake the feeling that maybe, this time, it was real. For weeks, rumors had been spreading quietly in the industry. Whispers that Cardi had been seen leaving a recording studio late at night with someone new. Some said it was a producer. Others claimed it was a mystery man she'd been talking to behind the scenes. Offset brushed it off at first, thinking it was just gossip meant to break them apart. But then Cardi started acting distant, not answering his calls as much, spending more time in New York, and canceling plans with their kids at the last minute. That's when things started to feel off. One insider described Offset's reaction that night as a mix of rage and heartbreak. He started calling Cardi's phone repeatedly, but she didn't pick up. He left voice messages, one after another, his tone growing angrier with each one. "So this what we doing now? You out here embarrassing me? After everything I done for you?" he said in one of them. According to the source, Offset was pacing around his house, talking to himself, trying to make sense of it all. Later that night, Cardi finally called back, but the conversation didn't go well. Offset demanded to know who the man in the picture was, but Cardi denied everything. "You really believe some random picture over me?" she said, her voice shaking. "You don't even know if that's real." Offset didn't buy it. "You think I'm stupid? I know you, Cardi. I know when you hiding something." That phone call ended with both of them yelling and hanging up, and from that moment, the situation only got worse. The next day, Cardi posted a story on Instagram showing herself smiling in a car, music blasting, captioned, "Unbothered." But fans could tell something wasn't right. Her eyes looked tired, her smile forced. Within minutes, comments flooded in. "Why you acting like nothing's wrong? Where's Offset? Are y'all done again?" Fans could sense the storm brewing. Behind the scenes, Offset started digging deeper. He called people in Cardi's circle, asking questions, checking her travel records, even talking to mutual friends who might have known something. One of them allegedly told him that Cardi had been spending time with a rising rapper from New York, someone younger, someone hungry, someone who made her feel seen again. That word stuck with Offset. Seen. Because for the first time in a long time, he realized Cardi might have been feeling invisible in their marriage. Friends of Cardi say she'd been feeling emotionally neglected for months. Offset was busy with his solo projects, traveling constantly, while she was trying to juggle motherhood, fame, and her own career. They love each other, but they've been living two different lives, one insider said. She's been lonely, and that loneliness made her make some bad decisions. But the real explosion came when Cardi's team accidentally leaked a private photo. It was meant for a close friend, but ended up being seen by someone who forwarded it straight to a gossip blog. The picture didn't show anything explicit, but it was enough. Cardi in what looked like a hotel room, her hand resting on her stomach, wearing a loose shirt, and smiling softly. Fans immediately started speculating. Was she pregnant? The comments went crazy. Why is she hiding her belly? Is she pregnant again? Offset about to lose his mind. Within hours, the photo went viral, and that's when Offset reportedly lost control. He posted a cryptic tweet that said, "You can't build a family on lies," then deleted it minutes later. By then, the damage was done. Fans took screenshots, blogs picked it up, and the internet went into meltdown. Offset's friends tried to calm him down, telling him not to make it public, but he wasn't listening. He felt betrayed, one source revealed. He said he gave Cardi everything, and she threw it away. That night, he allegedly showed up unannounced at Cardi's house in New York. The confrontation that followed was explosive. Neighbors claimed they heard shouting through the walls, things breaking, and Cardi crying. "Why you doing this to me?" Offset reportedly yelled. "You couldn't even tell me? You had to let the world find out?" Cardi fired back, "You don't own me. I was done trying to make you happy when you stopped trying for me." Her voice cracked, but she stood her ground. Offset accused her of destroying their family, while she accused him of acting like a victim when he wasn't perfect himself. The argument went on for hours until Cardi finally told him something that made him freeze. "I didn't plan for this to happen." Offset's face changed. "So it's true?" he whispered. "You pregnant?" Cardi looked away and said quietly, "Yeah." That moment was the breaking point. Offset stormed out, slamming the door behind him, and Cardi collapsed on the couch, sobbing. According to someone who spoke to Cardi later, she said, "I didn't mean for it to get this far. I just wanted to feel loved again." By morning, the story had already hit the blogs. Offset confronts Cardi B over alleged pregnancy by another man. One headline read. The internet was flooded with speculation, fan theories, and old clips of the couple arguing on live. People started choosing sides, some blaming Cardi for breaking the family, others saying Offset drove her away. Cardi's team tried to control the damage, calling it a misunderstanding and fake news, but the fans weren't buying it. The more they denied it, the more people believed it was true. And just when everyone thought the situation couldn't get any worse, a voice note started circulating online, a recording that would change everything again. The leaked audio, allegedly of Offset talking to a close friend, captured him saying, "She played me, bro. She pregnant, and it ain't mine." That single sentence sent shockwaves through social media, turning the story from rumor to full-blown chaos. Cardi hadn't even responded yet, but the world was already on fire, and everyone was waiting for what would happen next. The moment that voice note leaked, everything went into overdrive. Cardi B woke up to hundreds of missed calls, her name trending #1 worldwide, and millions of fans dissecting every second of that audio clip. Offset's words, raw and angry, echoed across social media like a bomb going off. "She pregnant, and it ain't mine." It didn't matter that no one could confirm if it was really him. People believed it. They wanted to believe it. And in the world of celebrity chaos, that was all it took. Cardi's team immediately went into crisis mode. They called her, begging her not to say anything yet, to let them handle it. But Cardi was done staying quiet. Within hours, she jumped on Instagram Live, her voice shaking but her tone defiant. "Y'all love to make me the villain," she said, pacing across her living room. "Every time something happened, I'm the one getting dragged. I ain't do nothing wrong but try to find peace." She looked exhausted, like she hadn't slept in days. Fans flooded the comments, some begging her to explain, others accusing her of lying. Then she said something that stunned everyone watching. "If I am pregnant, that's my business. I don't owe nobody no explanation." "Not even him," her voice cracked on the last word. Him. Everyone knew who she meant. And that was the moment fans realized this wasn't just gossip anymore. Something real was breaking apart. Meanwhile, Offset was in Los Angeles, surrounded by his crew, trying to process everything. Sources said he looked like a man who hadn't eaten or slept. He was mad, but more than that, he was hurt, a friend revealed. He kept saying, "I gave her everything, man. I thought we was good." People close to him tried to keep him calm, but he couldn't let it go. He felt like he had lost control of his life, and worse, his pride. Things got even messier when the alleged father's name started circulating. Blogs claimed it was a producer Cardi had been working with for months, someone younger, quiet, and ambitious. Fans dug through Cardi's old videos and spotted him in the background of one studio clip. They started connecting dots, whether they were real or not. Hashtags exploded, Cardi cheating and Offset exposed were trending simultaneously. The internet became a battlefield. One side defended Cardi, calling her human and reminding people of Offset's past mistakes. The other side demanded accountability, saying, now the tables turned, and she can't handle it. The drama was everywhere. TikTok edits, fan theories, reaction videos. Every platform feeding the frenzy. Amid the chaos, Cardi's family got dragged in. Her sister Hennessy reportedly called Offset privately, begging him to stop airing their problems in public. You know she not in a good place right now, she told him, according to a source. But Offset wasn't having it. She wasn't thinking about that when she embarrassed me, he replied before hanging up. Later that night, Cardi's mom was seen visiting her apartment in New York. Paparazzi photos showed her arriving with groceries and tissues, her face heavy with worry. Insiders say she stayed with Cardi all night, comforting her, reminding her to eat and rest. She's broken right now, the insider shared. She feels like the whole world turned on her. But Cardi's silence didn't last long. The next morning, she posted a single tweet. Funny how the ones who cheat the most scream betrayal the loudest. That one line sent shockwaves again. Fans saw it as a direct shot at Offset. He didn't respond publicly, but later that day, he was spotted leaving a club looking furious, surrounded by his entourage. Ignoring every question shouted his way, people close to both of them say this was when things turned truly toxic. Offset reportedly tried to reach out to Cardi in private, but she blocked him. He then started venting to friends, saying he couldn't believe she would block him after everything. He was ready to take a flight to New York and talk face to face, one person said. But his team told him not to. They were scared it might get out of control again. Days later, Cardi's team announced she was taking time off social media to focus on her mental health. But that didn't stop the rumors. A blurry video leaked online showing Cardi walking into a doctor's office wearing a hoodie and mask. It was only a few seconds long, but it was enough to set the internet ablaze. Fans began speculating that she was there for a prenatal checkup. Bloggers zoomed in on her stomach, debating whether they could see a bump. Every frame became evidence for or against her. Offset's reaction to that video was immediate. Within hours, he went live on Instagram, visibly emotional. I don't even know what to say no more, he said, looking directly into the camera. When I gave her my heart, I meant that. I've been loyal, I've been trying, but I guess that don't matter no more. He wiped his face, took a deep breath, and ended the live abruptly. Fans were torn. Some said they'd never seen Offset so vulnerable. Others accused him of playing the victim for sympathy. But the real shock came later that evening when Cardi's alleged lover broke his silence. The producer, who fans had identified online, posted on his Instagram story, "Funny how everyone talking like they know the truth. Y'all don't know nothing." The story stayed up for just 5 minutes before disappearing, but screenshots spread instantly. That only fueled the fire more. People started tagging him relentlessly, demanding answers while others claimed he was just chasing clout. Still, the tension between Cardi and Offset was reaching its breaking point. In private, sources say Offset began considering legal action. He felt humiliated and wanted to protect his image, especially with sponsorships and projects on the line. He was talking about filing for divorce again, one source revealed. This time he sounded serious. He said he couldn't live like this anymore. Cardi, on the other hand, was reportedly torn between guilt and defiance. She loved Offset, but she also felt suffocated by him. He always made her feel like she had to prove her loyalty, her friend said. And after years of forgiving him, she finally stopped caring what he thought. Their closest friends tried to mediate. Quavo allegedly reached out to both, urging them to talk privately instead of letting the world watch their relationship fall apart. "Y'all got kids," he told Offset. "Don't let this get uglier than it already is." But by that point, emotions were too raw. Cardi didn't want to speak to anyone, and Offset was already making moves to distance himself. Then, just when everyone thought things had peaked, TMZ dropped another bombshell. They claimed to have exclusive confirmation from a source close to Cardi that she was indeed expecting, but they wouldn't reveal who the father was. That headline alone sent every platform into chaos again. Fans didn't know what to believe anymore. Was it a lie, a setup, a publicity stunt? Or was the queen of hip-hop really carrying another man's child? As the story spread like wildfire, Offset reportedly made a decision that would change everything again. According to people close to him, he planned to confront Cardi one last time. Not for answers, but for closure. And that confrontation, insiders say, would end in a way no one saw coming. Offset arrived in New York 2 days later, unannounced. No cameras, no security entourage, no flashy cars. Just him, a hoodie, and the weight of everything that had fallen apart. He didn't call Cardi before showing up. Maybe because he knew she wouldn't answer. Or maybe because he wanted to look her in the eye one last time before walking away for good. According to people close to the situation, Cardi's team tried to stop him at the door, but he pushed past them. "I need to talk to her," he said, his voice low but firm. Cardi was upstairs, and when she heard his voice echo through the hallway, she froze. Part of her wanted to tell him to leave. Another part wanted to run downstairs, but instead, she stayed where she was until he came up the steps and found her standing by the window, arms crossed, tears already welling in her eyes. Neither of them spoke at first. The silence was thick, heavy with everything that had gone unsaid. Offset finally broke it. "You really not gonna tell me the truth?" he asked quietly. Cardi sighed, her voice trembling. "What truth you want, Offset? You already made up your mind about me." Offset stepped closer, frustration flashing in his eyes. "I ain't make up nothing. I just want to hear it from you. Is it true?" Cardi looked down at the floor. "It's complicated," she whispered. "Complicated?" he repeated, his voice rising. "You pregnant or not, Cardi?" "That's not complicated, that's a yes or no." She hesitated, her hands shaking slightly. "I didn't mean for this to happen," she said. "I was lost. I felt alone. You weren't there anymore." Offset stared at her, trying to process it all. "So you did it because I was busy? Because I was trying to work and build for us?" Cardi shook her head. "It wasn't about the money. It was about the way you stopped seeing me. I kept trying to reach you, but you were always somewhere else. In the studio, on the road, at a party. I got tired of being your second priority." The room fell silent again, the sound of rain tapping against the window filling the space. Offset took a deep breath, trying to hold back tears. "You could have told me you were hurting," he said softly. "I would have fixed it." "You can't fix something you don't see," Cardi replied. For a long time, neither of them said anything. And then, finally, Cardi admitted the thing he dreaded most. "Yeah," she said. "I'm pregnant." Offset closed his eyes. "And it ain't mine?" She didn't answer. And that silence told him everything he needed to know. According to someone who spoke to Offset later, he left the apartment without another word. Cardi sat down on the couch and broke down crying, knowing there was no coming back from what just happened. By the next morning, news had leaked that Offset had left Cardi's home in tears. Fans flooded social media again, begging them to reconcile, while others said it was finally time to move on. But the biggest twist came when a new video surfaced. A clip allegedly showing Offset outside Cardi's building, talking to a friend on the phone. In the clip, he said, "She broke me, man. I can't even be mad no more. I just feel empty." That video went viral instantly, sparking an outpouring of sympathy for Offset. People who had once criticized him were now defending him, calling him heartbroken but mature. Meanwhile, Cardi faced a tidal wave of hate online. Every post she made was flooded with comments calling her unfaithful, disloyal, even worse than him. Her team tried to spin the story again, claiming the pregnancy rumors were being exaggerated, but the public had already made up its mind. And just as Cardi tried to step away from the spotlight, another blow hit her. The alleged father finally came forward. His name was Malik Cruz, a 26-year-old up-and-coming producer from New York. He had worked on several tracks with Cardi earlier that year. He went live on Instagram one night, clearly nervous but tired of hiding. "I ain't here to start drama," he said. "I just want to say that things got messy and I didn't mean for it to get like this. Cardi's a good person. She don't deserve all this hate." Fans immediately lost it. Some accused him of lying for attention. Others demanded proof. Within hours, gossip pages started dissecting everything he said, cross-referencing old photos and videos. One fan even found a clip from months ago where Cardi and Malik were laughing together during a studio session. And suddenly, that moment looked a lot more intimate than anyone had realized at the time. Offset saw that clip too. According to a friend, he watched it over and over again in silence before throwing his phone across the room. "He was done," the source said. You could see it in his face. That was the moment he stopped fighting for her. Cardi, on the other hand, was spiraling. Friends said she barely left her apartment. Her mom and sister stayed with her constantly, trying to shield her from the noise. "She's not eating, not sleeping," one person revealed. "She feels like the world hates her." Meanwhile, Offset's circle was pushing him to move on. "You gotta protect your peace, bro," Quavo reportedly told him. "You can't keep letting this drag you down." Offset nodded, but inside he was torn. He still loved Cardi, no matter how much she'd hurt him. Then came the press conference, or what fans called the moment that broke the internet. Cardi, looking pale but composed, appeared at a charity event she had committed to months earlier. Reporters immediately swarmed her with questions, shouting about the rumors. Instead of ignoring them, she stopped, looked straight into one of the cameras, and said quietly, "Y'all want the truth? The truth is I made mistakes. I hurt someone I love, and now I gotta live with that." The clip was everywhere within minutes. Some fans called it brave, others called it a confession. And for Offset, it was confirmation. That night, he posted a story. Just black background with white text that read, "Sometimes love ain't enough." From that moment, the tone shifted. It wasn't just about cheating anymore. It became a story about two people who had loved each other too hard, too publicly, and destroyed each other in the process. Even their closest friends started speaking out, saying they both needed to heal. "They've been through too much," one said. "Maybe this is the only way they can finally find peace." Still, the media wouldn't let up. Rumors started swirling that Cardi was planning to move out of the country for a few months. Others claimed Offset had started therapy to cope with the breakup. Neither confirmed anything, but their silence only made the speculation louder. Fans began to notice Cardi's tone changing online. She posted cryptic quotes like, "You don't realize how heavy fake smiles are until you stop wearing them," and "The strongest hearts bleed in silence." People wondered if she was hinting at regret, maybe even hoping for forgiveness. Then, a week later, Offset did something no one saw coming. He dropped a new song, and every lyric sounded like a letter to Cardi. "I tried to give you the world, but you gave it away," he rapped. "Still pray for you every day." Fans were in tears. Some said it was the most emotional track he'd ever released. Cardi didn't respond publicly, but insiders say she cried the first time she heard it. As the dust began to settle, one question still lingered in everyone's mind. Would Offset ever forgive her? Or was their story finally truly over? Because even though the headlines were starting to fade, everyone knew something else was coming. One more twist that would shock the world all over again. A week after Offset's song dropped, Cardi disappeared from the public eye completely. No new posts, no stories, no paparazzi sightings. Fans started worrying, speculating that she had gone into hiding because the backlash had become unbearable. But behind closed doors, Cardi wasn't just hiding. She was making a decision that would define the rest of her life. According to people close to her, Cardi had been torn for days, trying to decide what to do next. Her emotions were all over the place. Some days she was angry, at Offset, at herself, at the world for turning her pain into entertainment. Other days, she was quiet, staring out the window for hours, lost in thought. Her sister Hennessy kept telling her, "You gotta take back control. Don't let this story write itself without you." And that's exactly what she decided to do. One evening, Cardi called her publicist and said she wanted to sit down for an exclusive interview, her first and only one since the scandal broke. Her team was nervous, begging her not to do it, warning her that it could make things worse. But Cardi insisted. "I ain't letting nobody else speak for me no more," she said. "This time, it's my voice." 2 days later, the world stopped when a major entertainment network announced they had secured an exclusive tell-all with Cardi B. Fans immediately went into overdrive, counting down the hours. Twitter was on fire, Instagram comments flooded with speculation, and YouTube creators were already preparing reaction videos before the interview even aired. When the day came, Cardi appeared on screen wearing a simple black dress, her hair tied back, her eyes heavy but focused. The interviewer started gently, asking how she was holding up. Cardi took a deep breath before saying, "I'm surviving. I ain't gonna lie. This has been the hardest time of my life." Then came the question everyone was waiting for. Was she really pregnant? And if so, who was the father? The room went silent. Cardi looked down for a moment before saying, "Yes, I'm pregnant." The interviewer pressed further, asking if Offset was the father. Cardi shook her head slowly, whispering, "No." The world exploded. Twitter crashed for several minutes, YouTube flooded with live stream reactions, and fans couldn't believe what they were hearing. Cardi had confirmed what everyone had been speculating for weeks. The rumors were true, but then she said something that made everyone pause. "People think I was just out here being reckless, but it wasn't like that. I was in a dark place. I felt unloved. And I made a mistake. But I'm not ashamed of my baby. I'm not ashamed of being human." Her words hit hard. Fans who had been dragging her online suddenly started showing empathy. The tone shifted again, went from outrage to heartbreak. People realized that behind all the headlines and gossip, there was a woman who had been suffering silently. When the interviewer asked about Offset, Cardi's voice softened. "I love him. I always will. But sometimes love don't fix what's broken. I hurt him and I know that. But he hurt me too. And we just kept hurting each other until there was nothing left to fix." She didn't cry, but her eyes glistened with tears she was clearly fighting to hold back. It was the most vulnerable fans had ever seen her. The clip of her saying, "I'm not ashamed of being human," went viral within minutes, becoming one of the most shared quotes of the year. While the world was reacting to Cardi's emotional confession, Offset was in Miami, performing at a sold-out show. In the middle of his set, he paused, looked out into the crowd, and said quietly, "Ain't no hate in my heart. We all make mistakes. I just pray for peace." The audience cheered, but those close to him said his smile afterward didn't reach his eyes. The following morning, a source confirmed that Offset had officially filed for divorce. The documents were simple, with no dramatic demands, just a clean split. He didn't want to drag it out, the source said. He just wanted closure. Fans were heartbroken. One tweet summed it up perfectly. They loved each other so loud that when it ended, it felt like an earthquake. But just when everyone thought the story was over, another twist surfaced, and this one changed the tone completely. Cardi's mom revealed to a close friend that Offset had privately reached out after the interview. Not to fight, not to argue, but to check on Cardi's health. He just wanted to make sure she was okay, the friend said. He told her he still cared, even if things couldn't go back to the way they were. Apparently, that call meant everything to Cardi. It was short, maybe 5 minutes, but it was enough to give both of them a sense of peace. They didn't promise to fix things, didn't talk about reconciliation, just mutual respect and closure. In the weeks that followed, Cardi started to heal. She began posting again, simple things like cooking videos and family photos. Fans noticed she seemed calmer, more grounded. Offset kept his distance but liked one of her posts for the first time in months, and fans immediately noticed. The comment sections filled with messages like, "Maybe there's still love, and they'll find their way back eventually." But Cardi wasn't thinking about getting back together. She was focused on her baby, her music, and her peace. She started writing again, pouring everything she felt into new songs. One insider said her next album would be her most emotional work ever. Raw, honest, and unapologetic. Offset, meanwhile, threw himself into his own projects, using music as his therapy. In one interview, he said, "Sometimes pain make the best art. I ain't angry no more. I just want everybody to be happy, even her." The world began to move on, but the story of their breakup stayed alive in people's minds. Fans called it the love story that ended in heartbreak but taught a lesson. It wasn't about betrayal anymore. It was about two people who grew apart in front of millions and somehow managed to find peace in the wreckage. Months later, Cardi gave birth quietly, surrounded only by family. There were no cameras, no press, no drama. And even though Offset wasn't in the room, he reportedly sent flowers and a note that read, "Congratulations. Wishing you and the baby nothing but blessings." That gesture softened a lot of hearts. Even fans who had taken sides began to see the humanity in both of them. They had loved hard, lost harder, and still managed to handle the ending with grace. In the end, Cardi posted one final message on her Instagram story, a simple sentence that summed up everything. "Sometimes the storm is what teaches you how to dance again." The world watched as she began a new chapter, not as the scandalized celebrity everyone talked about, but as a woman who survived one of the most public heartbreaks in modern music. And while Offset moved on quietly, his interviews always carried a hint of the same truth, that no matter where life took them, a part of him would always love Cardi B. The scandal that started with a leaked message and a viral rumor had ended not in destruction, but in something unexpectedly beautiful. Two broken hearts learning how to heal separately, and a world realizing that even the biggest stars can bleed, love, and forgive just like anyone else. And that's where the story stands, a whirlwind of love, betrayal, heartbreak, and growth that left fans stunned and the entire music world talking. Offset and Cardi B may have started out as the ultimate hip-hop power couple, but their story turned into something far deeper, a lesson about how fame can magnify pain, how love can crumble under pressure, and how even the strongest people can make choices that change everything. But now, the biggest question still remains, is this really the end of Cardi and Offset? Or could there still be one final twist waiting to unfold? Will time heal their wounds and bring them back together, or has too much damage been done? Only time will tell. What's clear is that fans are still divided. Some are calling for forgiveness, saying Offset should give her another chance for the sake of love and family. Others think Cardi deserves to focus on herself, rebuild her peace, and never look back. Everyone's got an opinion, and right now, the internet can't stop talking about it. So what do you think? Do you believe Cardi B made a mistake she can come back from, or did Offset finally reach his breaking point for good? Should they ever reunite, or is it better to close this chapter forever? Tell us what you think in the comments below. We want to hear your take on this wild roller coaster of emotions. If you made it this far, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell so you don't miss any of the latest celebrity drama, breaking stories, and exclusive updates we've got coming your way. Because if this saga taught us anything, it's that in the world of fame and music, nothing stays quiet for long. And trust me, whatever happens next between Cardi B and Offset, you'll want to be here when it drops.